So what is legal 99.1 and what is illegal 99.1? I'm going to use a very simple method to help you to determine straight away whether this structure is legal or illegal. Because recently there are a number of clients who come to ask me about this. They are confused on whether what they are doing is illegal or illegal. Okay, because I have some clients who also bought using 99.1 but it's not that illegal 99.1. Okay, so I'm going to use this simple method to help you to determine whether is it legal or illegal. So first of all, I talk about this scenario called buyer A and buyer B. Okay, so buyer A and buyer B, if they go and buy a property called XYZ together, and they own the property in the 99.1 structure. Okay, maybe A is 99, B is 1%, and then they go and buy this property, exercise, and then 1 year or 3 years down the road, they decided to decouple maybe the 1% to go and buy a second property and so on. Okay, this structure is legal. Okay, it's perfectly legal. Okay, and normally who are the people who are doing this are probably husband and wife. Okay, and normally is the wife is the 99%, the husband is the 1%. Okay, so people do this because maybe they want to have the option to buy a second property in the future. Probably they are not ready. Probably most of the time is they are not ready to buy two property now, and they need to use all their CPF. Okay, because if you are not an owner, you cannot use your CPF. Okay, so they actually buy a property together first, but maybe they think that in the future, 5 years down the road, they can have the money, the savings to buy a second property. Then they will decouple and buy a second property. Okay, this is a very common and popular method, and this is perfectly legal. So what is not so legal or illegal is this second way, which I call them party C and D. Okay, so C and D, right? Okay, let's say C this time round go and buy this property again, it's called XYZ, but C go and buy the property by himself as a single owner, 100% owner. Okay, exercise the option. Okay, and then shortly after, all right, he resell 1% share to party D. Okay, and so this structure is questionable and maybe illegal. Okay, and why do people do this? Okay, so I'm going to explain. Okay, so normally in this case, right, C is someone else who is not owning any property, so he can buy this property by himself without paying any ABSD tax. And D probably is someone who already own a property, but he has high income. Okay, so C probably don't have any income or is earning a low income. He can't buy a property by himself, as in he can't secure a loan. Okay, so he will go and buy this property, and this property is usually a BUC property. BUC is called building under construction. It will still take a few years to be completed. So normally this kind of property, right, the buyer can actually purchase the property, exercise it without any loan. Okay, because the building is by stages. Okay, so they don't need to have a loan at the start. So normally before they need to get a loan, okay, then C will resell 1% to someone who can actually take out the loan. Okay, and why they do this? Because D already have a property. So, and why they did not go and buy the property together as a 99.1 in the first place is because if they go and buy a property as a 99.1, they will have to incur the full ABSD tax. Okay, but let's say they do this way, C go and buy 100%, then resell the 1% to D, who already has a property. They only need to pay 1% of the total ABSD. Okay, so that is a lot of savings on the ABSD. So this was a loophole in the past, and it's not legal because to the government it's a tax evasion. Okay, so I hope this video will help you to get a very clear picture and how to differentiate between what is legal and what is not legal.